Robert Plank Show, episode 219. Turn your hobby into a business and achieve massive blogging success with Katie Hornor. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Robert Plank Show, where we talk about internet marketing and building our online business. Our guest is Katie Hornor, and she's an international speaker and author and the founder of bloggingsuccessfully.com and the Blog Connection. And Katie coaches hobby bloggers to build stable online businesses, and she does it all while ministering and homeschooling 5 kids in Mexico. Sounds like we're going to have an awesome time today. Katie, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure for me as well. And so, can you tell us what it is that you do exactly and what makes you stand out compared to everyone else?
Well, part of what makes me stand out, Robert, I think, is that I do so much. It's like a little bit of everything, and it makes life a lot of fun. But as far as online business goes, I do coach hobby bloggers to take their income to a more stable place. And that is primarily through growing their list, through driving traffic, through learning how to do affiliate marketing well, through creating digital products and things online. And we have a membership. The Blog Connection is a membership where we have monthly coaching to help make that happen. And then I also have some private coaching clients. So that's what we do there.
Okay, so basically, people who are already blogging or who want to have a blog, who are doing all this writing, who are sharing all kinds of good stuff, who maybe are building an audience, but the weakness is that they're not making money from it, and you show them how to treat it like a real business. Is that about what you do?
Exactly. We're taking you from the mindset of, oh, I just want to write to share what I know and be a blessing to, okay, this needs to earn some income. How do I make that happen?
Right, because otherwise it's like, well, after a certain point, then I'm gonna get burned out, just kind of spinning my wheels and doing all this with no real payoff. And so, just to make sure we're all on the same page, can you kind of explain to us like what the typical hobby blogger is, so that way people, if they're, they can figure out like if they are a hobby blogger or not. Could you kind of tell us about that?
Well, my definition of a hobby blogger would be someone who writes for themselves. Someone who enjoys having a creative outlet, who likes to share information or share personal stories or share inspiration. Even a lot of devotional bloggers are more hobby type bloggers because they just want to do it when they want to do it. It's not really a business focus for them. And so when we move then from hobby to business, we're changing that entire mindset where what I do is not about me anymore. It's about how do I serve my people.
Okay, awesome. So like sort of so as opposed to maybe writing whenever they feel like it, or as opposed to talking about whatever they feel like it, maybe so is it like more scientific the way that you teach them, is sort of they look at what people are responding to or what seems to be popular and kind of riding that wave?
Right. Well, you're still going to write about what you're an authority on. You're still going to follow your topic or your passions. But when it's a business, it's going to be like any other business where you are going to look at your statistics. You are going to look at the traffic and where it's coming from and who are the people that you're serving, so that you know how to serve them better and how to give them more things of what they want. You're going to take all those things into account and try to figure out, you're going to make a plan, you're going to have a schedule, you're going to possibly start hiring more people to do things for you that you either don't have time or don't know how to do. Or just going from doing something I enjoy when I have time to do it to this is a business, and we're gonna have a plan and make this work.
Okay, so did you sort of make that transition? Like, were you at one point just kind of blogging as a hobby, and did you kind of have to realize that something had to change and you had to do all of this, hiring a team and having a schedule? Like, did you sort of make that leap as well?
Yes, I did. And when I first started, I was just writing to share our missionary experiences with family members, and then because I'm a teacher and had the background in teaching, we started first with a homeschool blog and then a Spanish language homeschool blog. And when we got to the point that we were really able to start earning an income with that, and the stability and the freedom that comes with that regular online income, I told my husband, if we ever get to the point where we're doing this and making a good income at it, I want to be able to share what I'm learning with others so that they can also enjoy that freedom that comes with that income. And so we made that transition and we've worked it. We've been online as business now almost 5 years. And now we're at the point where we're able to train others in how to do the same thing.
Awesome, and that makes perfect sense. If you had to go through everything like the hard way, right, through like the trial and error, it makes a lot of sense if you say, okay, like I made all the mistakes, so then here's all the right things to do, so that everyone else doesn't have to repeat that big long journey that I went through. And so you mentioned a couple of these blogs, like there's like the missionary blog and the homeschool blog and the Spanish homeschool blog, and are those still online? And do you mind sharing the links to those?
Sure, absolutely. ParadisePraises.com is our English language homeschool missionary expat blog, and we share about our travels, we share about homeschooling, we share about holidays and family things there. And then our Spanish language homeschool blog is lemonhass, lemonhass.com. And on Lemon House, we have a Spanish language educational blog, and where we have some contributors, and we put up a new article there for the training of the parents who are doing the homeschooling every week. And then we also have a store there where you can actually buy curriculum for homeschooling in the Spanish language.
Cool. So that's paradisepraises.com, and that's lemonhass hass.com, and that would be great for people to kind of if people want, or if you're listening out there, if you want to kind of pull up those pages so that we have an idea of what we're talking about here. And so, I mean, what's your thought process when you make these blogs? Like, do you use the same template or a similar template, or is there like some sort of is there like a checklist, or is there a series of steps for like what you are looking for, like if a blog is missing something or something that you're looking to add? Like, is there any kind of a step-by-step process to this?
When I create a new site, I'm usually looking for user friendliness and clean, inviting things. So when you're looking for a theme or a look, you kind of want to take that into consideration. What kind of a first impression do you want to give? And then you also the first 5 seconds or so on a new website, your visitor is going to make a decision about whether this is for them and what it offers them. And so what doesn't matter what your niche or what your topic is, when you have your website up, it's very important that in those first 5 seconds, people can immediately see what it is that you offer or what problem you solve for them. And because they're going to make that judgment call in those first few seconds.
Okay, so make sure that so you're saying make sure that the theme is clean, doesn't have a lot of stuff, but then also that when all the stuff is cleared, someone comes to the page and it's 100% clear what you want them to do on that page, and if they are in the right place.
Right. And then after that, you also want to have something to offer them as far as like a subscribe freebie or something that should be front and center whenever you have, whether it's on your sidebar or on that front page. You want some way for them to be able to come back to you. So if you can get them on your subscriber email list with some sort of a freebie or a gift or something like that, then you've got a way to continue to reach out to those people and to bring them back to your site again.
Perfect, and it sounds like something that every blog needs. And so, when you have these clients that you help, monetize their blog, I mean, do people usually have that kind of an offer in place? I mean, do they have like a blog already and with some content, or are they just starting from scratch? Like, what's the typical situation when someone comes to you for help in this area?
Generally, the people that I get already have a website in place. They may not know much about how to post to WordPress yet, or they may have been doing it for a long time, but just don't know how to monetize. So generally, by the time I get them, they may still be newbies, but at least they have a website and are publishing something.
Okay, so there's somewhat of a starting point, and then so then once you kind of see what they have set up, I mean, what's your and maybe you say, okay, maybe the theme should be changed, maybe they should have an offer, and then you mentioned that there's a lot of thinking about like the audience and the traffic, and so like what kind of things do you do like with a client as far as like a traffic plan? Like, is it different for everyone, or do you I mean, what's kind of the thought process there?
Well, it is different for everyone, and that's why I love coaching so much. I went to lots of conferences and classes when I got started, and I still felt like coming away with all that knowledge. I needed someone to help me figure out, okay, what does this look like for me and for my website? And that's what I enjoy doing with my clients is being able to take all of those factors into account and say, okay, you're getting traffic from here. Your audience is, this gender, this age group. These are their characteristics, and really kind of creating a character sketch of who their audience is. And then where do we find them? How do we reach out to them? Are they on Facebook? Are they on Twitter? Are they only on Instagram? Are they on Snapchat if it's a younger audience? Where do we go to find them and bring them back to your site more? And then what are the affinity categories or the other things that they're looking for? We find a lot of this information from Google Analytics. If your Google Analytics is set up correctly, you can get a gold mine of information there as far as what the other things that your visitors are interested in, or other websites that they visit, or things that they purchase online even. And so that tells you a lot about how to serve them better. And then from there, depending on what the person is interested in, we can come up with some product ideas, or we can look at affiliate marketing partnerships that can be created. We can work on growing the newsletter list and the traffic through different ways. So it just depends on what the person needs and how we can put that into practice, what their goals are, and then how do we get them to those goals.
Awesome. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And so, am I understanding you right in that? So you mentioned Google Analytics, and so what you do is, so when you have like a new client like this, do you set them up at Google Analytics and put this code on their page, and then do you like wait a couple of weeks and like check back later to see the demographics of who's showing up? Is that about right?
Yeah, if you don't have Google Analytics on your website already, I would highly recommend to anyone listening that you do that immediately. Because if you're going to monetize it all, even if you don't want to monetize and make money from your website, Google Analytics will tell you a lot about your people and how to serve them better. And so get that set up, get that code on your website. It's very easy to do, or ask someone to do it. I mean, it shouldn't be a very expensive thing to get done. But then it will take a week or so for Google to start collecting some of that data for you. And then you can go back in and look through it and find out all about your readers and your visitors.
Get all the dirty details, right? Well, cool. So,
Right.
so you, so if someone wants to monetize a blog, I mean, make sure that it's a nice and clean and an intuitive look and feel, and make it clear that they're all at the right place. Put an offer there, like some kind of a freebie for them to subscribe to a list, and then set up Google Analytics and look at Facebook and Twitter and Snapchat and see what type of audience you have, and then also you look with these clients as far as what kind of affiliate programs that they can sign up for, and like ways to monetize that and things like that. And then you mentioned as we were starting off this call that a lot of like another important piece is to sort of figure out their schedule. And so what does that mean exactly? Does that mean like an editorial calendar, like certain content published at certain times, or do you have them like budget certain time in the day, or like what kind of schedule do you usually set up for people?
It depends again on the person and on the audience that they're serving. Um, I recommend that you get in front of your people at least once a week. And that may not even be enough for some niches. And whether that's through a blog post or through an email, through multiple measures, you want to be in front of your people as often as possible, but it needs to be in a way that offers value. No, none of us need more spam or junk mail, right?
Right.
So even on Facebook and things like that, you need to be relational. Businesses would not be a business if they were not people. And anytime you have people, you have relationships. And so you don't need to be another Walmart ad. You need to be a person offering something of value, offering a recommendation for a product or service that will solve a problem, or offering them encouragement or something that they perceive as valuable. And so, depending on the person, you might set up a schedule with them where they are producing one blog post a week, and they may be writing 2 or 3 emails to their list a week. And then your whichever social media that they're on, you would get a schedule going there. As far as, again, you'd be looking at statistics to find out when people are online, when their people are online on those platforms, and when is the best time to be posting to social media, and get a schedule there so that you're offering value as far as your own content, and also perhaps posting good articles from other people or resources from other people so that you become known as the go-to person for answers as far as that topic.
Awesome. And so when you're talking with someone as far as like what like where they should post and how often and stuff like that, I mean what's your mindset there? Like do you look at like their competitors, or do you kind of list a bunch of things and kind of see what excites them, or like what kind of happens there?
Well, you want to go in to the statistics. Facebook especially has super, super good statistics. And so if you can look at the Facebook page statistics and find out which posts that you posted in the past have had the best reception by your people, then you're going to want to post more things along those lines. You want to look at what time your people are on. Facebook will tell you that. And so you want to be posting just ahead of that curve, or that that upward incline in your traffic on your Facebook page. Instagram, there's also places to get Instagram statistics or Twitter statistics and find out what's resonating best with your people there and what times of day to post. And so we look at that first, and then we also look at other you might say competitors, but other people serving the same people that you do, and look at what they're posting, what's popular with their people, what's getting the most engagement there, and post similar things, or post things that are along the same lines that would also generate the engagement.
Awesome. And the repeat pattern I keep hearing as far as like what you what you put in place and what you put in motion for people is it sounds like it's all about the statistics. Like I think I might have checked like my Facebook and my Twitter stats maybe a couple of months ago, and I think I have Google Analytics on my blog, but that was the kind of situation where I just kind of put it on there and to let the stats build up. And so what I'm hearing from you is that I should probably go back and check all those charts and graphs and things like that, especially to get the demographics and to figure out what time of day that they're online. That way I'm not just guessing about all this stuff.
Well, exactly. And Google Analytics will tell you what day of the week you have the more people on your site. So, for instance, if you have a big spike in traffic on Wednesdays, then you probably want to be posting your new post this week on Tuesday, so it's there for people to see. It just makes sense, you know. And in any business, you're going to look at the numbers. How do you gauge your growth if you're not looking at the numbers? And so, being a good business owner is having goals, is knowing your numbers, and it is being able to set new goals based on those numbers. You know, we want to grow. Well, we don't know how much to grow or how to make a plan to do that unless we know what our current numbers are and how we got here.
Right, and it's like that saying, like I know half my money is wasted on advertising, but I just don't know which half. And it sounds like we all need to look at not just ads, but all, like our content and our social media posting and all that, because if not, it sounds like kind of a waste. And so you mentioned as we also got started that part of what you do if the coaching client, if the situation calls for it, you hire a team for that coaching client. So like, what kind of people do you hire to assemble a team for someone?
I don't necessarily do the hiring, but I would coach a client through that. So, for instance, if you are just horrible at images, creating pinnable images or promotional images for your website, then I'm going to encourage you to hire that out. Get someone who knows how to do it and does it well to do it, because you can pay them for an hour of their time and create some beautiful images that you would have struggled for 4 hours to do. And that's just not a good business decision, right?
Right.
Um, if it's advertising that you don't know how to do, but you've got a new product coming out, then I'm going to recommend that you hire that out. Get someone who knows about Facebook ads or other things, and ask them to do that for you. Or you've got something technical on your website that you don't know how to do. A technical person could possibly do that, depending on what it is, in half an hour's time, whereas you might struggle for 3 weeks with all your free time and your frustration watching YouTube videos and trying to figure it out. So again, it's making good business decisions. And just to clarify, I don't do the hiring for them, but I would coach them through that. And there's a lot that goes into hiring a team as well, as far as specific, being very specific with your a job description with what you need and when you need it done, and being able to communicate very clearly with the team member. If it's going to be a long-term thing, not just a once in a while thing, then you need to have a 2 to 3 month trial period, after which time, if it's not working out well for either party, there's no hard feelings, but also no, what do you call it? I'm looking for the word in English. I'm sorry. There's no
Like resentment or anything?
resentment, but also there's nothing. It's not a contract to continue. Like, this is a trial period for 3 months, and at that time we will reevaluate. And if both of us want to part ways, we part friends. If we want it to continue, then we start a new contract from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's kind of like a clean break or not.
Right, right. Because the last thing you want is someone working for you who resents you, um, or to continue working with someone who's not doing a good job, but you don't know how to let them go. And so having a clearly defined trial period when you start working with someone new, just alleviates that stress on both sides.
Awesome. That sounds like a great way to avoid a lot of those usual problems what happens when hiring people to have that trial period, and then kind of if there's if there's miscommunications at first or there's like growing pains, and that's part of it, but then after those couple of months it's like, okay, well, now it's time to really have that moment of truth of saying, okay, we either let's terminate this relationship, or let's kind of keep going. And I like your sort of strategy in that you when you have your coaching clients, you sort of feel them out, and based on what the goals are and what they want to accomplish, you figure out what it is they're comfortable doing with, or what it is they're good at, or what it is they can do quickly. And then, like you said, if they are bad at the technical part, or they're bad at ads or images, or if there's these things that take them 3 weeks to do that someone else could do in 10 minutes and they can just pay $50 for, then that seems like a total no-brainer there. And so you do all these cool things for bloggers, and so I kind of want to switch gears a little bit and talk about your like your coaching program and stuff. And so this bloggingsuccessfully.com, what is that exactly?
Blogging Successfully started out as just a blog where I could offer instruction articles and things like that for the people that I'm mentoring. I do have a free Facebook group, and that is Paradise Bloggers on Facebook. And I was trying to direct them back to a place where they could begin to get instruction. And then it also became naturally the home for the store and the classes and the coaching and things that I offer. And so then we wound up with the membership program, the Blog Connection, where it's a monthly membership, and the members have access to all of the resources that we've produced through the years. All the ebooks and all of the trainings that we've done inside the membership are in there. And then any new classes that we produce, the members get an extra special discount to get in on those classes the first time that they're offered. And we do live coaching 4 times a month, whether that is through an office hours where people can actually call in and talk to me in person for 5 minutes with their question. And then that's twice a month, and then the other 2 times a month we actually do like a video hangout in the membership area, so that we can give some instruction and have question and answer time as a group on a certain topic. And that it seems to go really well. The Connection members especially enjoy the community there. We have a private Facebook group that's open 24 hours a day, and it's interesting to see how everyone sort of pulls together, and often there'll be a question and I don't get in there right away in the morning because I'm homeschooling my kids, and by the time I get there, a couple other people have already chimed in and helped each other out. And it's really what we're trying to create. Again, business is not an island unto itself. You can't have a business without relationships, and when you create those relationships among your peers and among the people who are also serving the people that you serve, everyone grows because of it.
Right, like the rising tide lifts all boats, as they say, right? And so,
Yeah.
so the blog connection, where can people go to join that one?
You can go to bloggingsuccessfully.com/connection, and you will get
Perfect.
all the info for that. And then if you're interested in private coaching, bloggingsuccessfully.com/coaching.
Awesome. Makes it easy to find that way. So bloggingsuccessfully.com/connection and then bloggingsuccessfully.com/coaching. And so when people go and hire you for coaching or feel you out, like what exactly are they in for? Like, is there like a discovery call or is there like a trial period with you? I mean, what's that whole process like?
Well, when you sign up for coaching, we have a series of survey questions, our interview type questions that we fill out just so I can I don't want to waste your coaching time getting to know you. And so we get all that taken care of ahead of time where you're giving me details about you and your business and what your goals are for our coaching. And then we meet, depending on the package that you purchase, we meet a couple times a month to every week. And generally for half an hour to an hour via Skype or video call of some sort or telephone call, whatever works best for the client. And we go through, what was it that you accomplished? What did you not accomplish? What are the roadblocks that you're facing now? A coach doesn't necessarily tell you what to do, but they offer suggestions to help you get to where you want to be. So I'm not a teacher demanding assignments and things, but I am a guide that helps you figure out for yourself what your goals are and where you want to be and what steps to take to get there.
Awesome. I mean, it sounds like what everyone needs. And what I really appreciate about your thought process and some of the stories that you've told today and some of the things that you've taught all of us today is that it's like you kind of have a blend between, well, there's the tools in the toolbox and there's the data and all that stuff. And then there's kind of based on that data, then you kind of feel the person out and then make some decisions and so like you use the right tools for the right job. And so I like that, how like your coaching sounds like you kind of feel the person out and you figure out like what package best serves them and you figure out what tasks and what kind of things best serve them. And then so it's kind of like that blend of like it's not like a one size fits all with everyone, but then there's some actual stuff. But like you said, it's not like you're just running everyone through the same assignments. It's like, well, here's the possibilities in front of you, or here's the things that you could hire people to do, but then they are still in control of their own business. So I really appreciate that kind of the dueling pianos or whatever, like both sides of the coin there. And so everyone should go right now to bloggingsuccessfully.com/connection if you want to join that club, and then bloggingsuccessfully.com/coaching. And is there anywhere else that you want people to go, Katie?
Yeah, you can go to bloggingsuccessfully.com/free gift, and we will have a special download there just for your listeners today.
Perfect. I really appreciate that. So bloggingsuccessfully.com/free gift. So thanks so much for stopping by the show, Katie, and giving us not only like a few things that we can use today, but then also a bunch of things for when people are ready for you, or when they're hungry enough, or when they're finally ready to make a change or turn their hobby into a business, or whatever their situation is. Now they're fully primed to go over and check you out. So bloggingsuccessfully.com/free gift, bloggingsuccessfully.com/coaching, and bloggingsuccessfully.com/connection. So thanks so much, Katie, for sharing what you had to share with us today.
This episode is sponsored by Backup Creator. Secure, clone, and protect your WordPress site today. Just a couple simple clicks and you are done. Visit backupcreator.com today.